ready to get this one going. So take it away, Tom.
Ooh. Do I have to keep this voice going and keep it very low for the whole cast? I think it might be a little
brother.
bit creepy. Okay. Well, that's been ruined by Dust. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's actually the perfect segue for me to get away from that voice and move into the pistol round.
Well, let's see. It's going to be Team Liquid on the CT side, an attack on the T side, starting things off. The Betway odds, you look at that. For the split second, if you caught it, if you blinked, well, you know what? Sucks for you. But that's what it was. We did actually see in the Astralis versus Aristocracy match over in EU, it was like something 22-1. And that is the highest I've ever seen with odds.
How can you do that to Taz? Right, whoever did that should be fired. I'm just saying it now. But either way, aggression coming out from NAF. Sonic's actually found the opening pick and not going to be able to get any sort of trade. This is the position that people always seem to forget, and that's not what you want to do. Modem going to get a kill straight away, -1. Not the best start, Jason.
I just hope for him he's able to get some kills to actually take it away from that. If you sit at -1 for a majority of the map, not going to be ideal.
But
anyways,
Prius, you don't have to show it. We've all seen it.
No, it's not Prius actually this time.
You sure?
Yeah, it was the other one, Saffron.
Pretty sure it's Prius. Okay.
Oh.
No! Why did you switch? I want to see a Liege fall in.
It didn't happen.
Oh, Stewie left into a 1 versus 1. This has been a mess of a start, but Sonic is going to get a triple kill. And yeah, you're not going to get a weirder pistol round than that. A TK, a man falling off the map, an ATK. They're winning.
Well, the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel play of the day going to a Liege, I'd say. Or I guess to Gravity for picking up that kill.
Yeah, Gravity has killed pretty much the best North American player. That's what it took. It took the ground.
Well,
it really has been grounded.
I like how, again, you tried to walk off the save, but you just can't. These cords aren't long enough for that. But they take the round, so a nice little start here considering, well, Modem did go for the TK in the beginning. At least he technically got 1 kill. It just doesn't show that in the scoreboard for him. But still, bringing things down to 1-on-1 with Leash falling off the map. I guess it was kind of an equal trade for both teams since they lost a player. But we do see 4 MAC-10s per attack. And Team Liquid have invested into the armor and the pistols, so obviously trying to contest this round, and they might have an opportunity here. Stewie's going to be the one defending towards the A site. A couple of players with Leash and Nitro around the corner as well. Here we go, the smoke's being thrown in. I think Attack need to have this round to have a solid start against the best North American team, because they're going to need every round they can get.
Well, the team looking to challenge them for that top 1 NA as well. Has already made it through 3-0. Definitely some hiccups along the way, and well, the start hasn't quite gone how Liquid would have liked. They're so good with these pistols though, and Elige is not content with killing himself last round. He's going to already manage to find a kill back. Naf has caught off another one, and there's no round that you're safe from Liquid. It will come flowing and leaves Modem, well, just floppy, in fact. And this round has been a bit of a flop. He's left with 25 seconds left, a MAC-10, and he's completely surrounded. And it didn't take long for Liquid to get themselves back onto the board.
The second one I just spammed. Yeah, I mean, we actually saw him hit a couple of shots through the wall as well as they're pushing up towards ramp. And yeah, I mean, you see there, Liege, 4 kills, 171 ADR. How much, I wonder how much ADR Gravity has currently in this match.
It does do quite a lot of damage. I would know. So I'm not very good at the game.
Oh.
Well, OC.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
He is going to be able to pick off one. They have forced back into this one. I don't really blame ATK in this scenario because, well, they don't have the money to buy. They didn't get a plant, and they don't want to allow Liquid to get off to a strong start. Even still, Naf there with the AK transitioning onto 2. Eventually goes down, but he's given them back at least an advantage. However, there should be an AK for the T side to retrieve. Now, Sonic is someone who, at least in his previous teams, has been a bit of a loose cannon. Like, he's fairly aggressive in his style of play, and he is someone who's very enjoyable to watch. This round, it's not going to happen. Very clean from Twist. Well, looking to try and find the AK, but unfortunately it isn't there anymore. I think Stewie has it, in fact.
You know, looking at Liquid and looking at like Evo Geniuses, obviously, you know, top 3 teams in the world. EG had such a rough start into their group. I mean, yeah, they went 3-0. You can't deny that they, you know, didn't dominate their group, but it was the fashion they dominated their group that was kind of, I guess, frustrating for them. 2 1s in 2 of their 3 matches. Though I feel like Liquid is a team that's going to be not allowing something like that to happen, not really showing as much weakness, and looking to get themselves straight through into the finals in Denmark. So he's going to be rushed down by JT, but again, the shot's coming in too quick, and the damage being done on the side of Team Liquid is just fantastic. Sonic, the last one alive, and just going to get completely mowed down, and Team Liquid going to go off to the 3-1 start.
Yeah, rectifying that pistol, and of course, building some cash early within this CT side. That's the thing, it's like if you win the pistol and lose that second round, the way the economy works at the moment, no matter what side you're on, it kind of owns you in 2 ways, because your money gets as bad as it can be, and your opponent just gets a massive boost because they get to keep the weaponry you had, which, okay, in this case was just an AK. But then they also get a couple of rounds to build up their money, which has been done. You can see Twists already. Decent amount of cash. Nice opener, though. You can see this aggression coming out. A real challenge for Ramp by the CT side. But Modem, he's positive now, Jason. He has a kill.
He's got 2, in fact, to get back there.
Not on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Thing is, you know, looking at this matchup, do you feel like Liquid are going to play with or without respect? I would assume without, considering what we've already seen, just rushing towards ramp. But I don't know if they're necessarily a team that would give respect to a team that has to earn it. I feel like you have to make them earn that respect for you before you start to change up your style. I mean, it should be a very clear victory for them overall within the series, but ATK going to be trying to take a second round as they do get the bomb down.
Oh, dear.
No one saw that. Don't worry, Twist.
Oh. They did see that, though. JT gives the advantage further into the T's hands, and by the looks of it, Naf's just going to opt to save his gun. Not a bad decision, considering pretty much everyone can buy but a Liege, so if he's able to drop a rifle, that will actually make a fairly big difference. I do think the whole, like, respect idea, I get it in a sense. I think a better word for it is maybe even fear. Like, they're not going to have any fear going into any of the fights. They're going to be feeling very confident, of course. It's Team Liquid, but there's no doubts. Like, I feel like when they play some of the better teams, like Astralis, there'll be something in their head going, okay, we've lost this team quite a few times. We have to play our very best. Whereas here, they'll be able to win this game without doing that. Like, not respecting your opponent, I think really depends on the team. Like, I remember, like, the old Fnatic roster, they used to just run down mid, and you'd see JW just being aggressive in every avenue and maybe spraying into opponents' faces while they're on the floor. Like, I don't necessarily think the JW respected, like, the MV or LDLC team, but they still managed to beat them. They were still a good opponent, so I think in this sense, it's more whether or not there's been any, like, looking into ATK. Have they actually prepped for this event? Or is it just going in, okay, let's just quote-unquote play our own game and have a bit of fun with it? And if that's disrespect, then I guess you are correct.
Well, either way, we're going to see Twist be the first one to fall for Team Liquid. Sonic with a nice opener over towards this B site. Try to punish the aggression out of Liquid on all fronts. They were aggressive towards A in the prior round, this round towards B. And now ATK with the man advantage. Looking like they're going to wrap back towards the A site, where Stewie's already going to be waiting with AWP ready to shoot. Ready to fire and ready to rack up some kills for him and his team. Is he going to be flashed out is my question. It's in a very aggressive place to hold. He does have the backup out of Nitro. There we go, gets the first kill. Not able to back off though, as JT does get the return. Well done by him. Liege, in the meantime, gets a kill over towards Staircase at B, so now it's going to be down to a 3-on-3. An ATK have been denied the A site.
This is where we see all of those nades coming in. Now, there's a few flashbangs remaining for the CT side, which always worries me. The Incendiary not going to do anything, though, as it lands directly into the smoke. Smokes have actually faded for the opponents now, though, as they're left into the open, and Nitro with an impactful double leaves it just onto OC. Try and hold on. He actually quickly gets that second kill and the third as well. What a clutch to have. Gets their third round, destroys the economy of their opponent. And, well, a decent start to this T side, and that's a proper woo. Jason.
We've been wondering how the woos would go. I mean, we had Envy. We had Saul in particular. Just I can't believe he even had a voice after that. I know we talked about who on the North American Pro League talent team would have the best woo. I think we kind of agreed Stunna.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Europe though. Who would have the best woo? And I want to say it's Sponge, but I think he'd also be disqualified at the same rate.
Or for not using the word woo.
Well, because he'd probably end up screaming moo.
Okay, sure. That's the word I was thinking of.
Well, because he's Australian. Everything's upside down. Woo upside down's moo. I have to explain it. It's not funny.
Yeah. That went right over my head, I'll be honest. Well, CT side. Small amount invested into this one. This is a chance for ATK to keep things nice and clean. Liege millimeters away from actually doing some real shots onto JT, but isn't going to be able to connect the shot. And that's about half their investment already gone into this round, making their way further into this site as the rotation is going to come back. They could at least try and stack things up to deny the T side. At least a clean round. Does make me uncomfortable seeing players that close to the edge after what happened to Liege, but nonetheless, there shouldn't be much opportunity now. This is all just for Liquid to try get a little bit of extra damage. There's a few dinked up players. People around that 50 HP marker, so a shot to the face will do the rest, and they're actually going to throw a smoke onto the bomb just as a bit of a distraction. Try and get them to peek, but in the end, doesn't make a difference. 4-3, the T side take themselves the lead. Now we will get a return with the buy coming up for Liquid. Did he just high-five a fist bump?
Yeah? Is there a problem with that?
Yes. It's against the rules.
I mean, would you rather see him do what I did to you yesterday?
When you're not the victim, it's not so bad.
Round 8 now kicking off as we have Team Liquid going back into the buy. Looks like mid control trying to be fought for attack, but it's just going to be one player. In the meantime, the rest of the attack squad are going to push in towards this B side. They knew Twist likes to play aggressive and just going to potentially overwhelm him, except Naf gets a relatively easy triple. Twist is there as well, and the entire push through onto the B side has been shut down. Modem, the last alive. I would imagine he's going to be cleaned up momentarily as Liege just wraps around the corner, and that was a very quick and painless round for Liquid.
Who would even rumor that this man's being removed? That was so slick from Naf. 3 kills, made it look easy as, and well, the power of Liquid starts to rise. They're still on level pegging, at least for now, but this is where the T side finances start to take a little bit of a hit. Floppy yet to get on the scoreboard, and the worry is the sooner that goes on, or the more that continues, I should say, the tougher it's going to be to get into the match and get onto the board. And well, Stewie. It's a position that I actually saw Jacob use an awful lot when it came to the major. Really enjoyed this position. You can kind of see why. It's actually one that's very difficult to clear. I think Avangard's response was to just wallbang him, while their response is to Molotov him, which has worked, but unfortunately they've also taken 2 casualties in return. In fact, make that a 3rd, with the bomb now dropped at the bottom of the ramp and Sonic just left lurking, hoping to try and take an individual fight versus Twist, which is not something I would ever want to do. And while Floppy, he can get on the board here.
Does have the bomb. At least has that going for him. Still going to have Twist in sight. And of course, Naf in the near vicinity to help out. And yeah, we get into 2. That's going to be unfortunate for him. I mean, obviously, there's not really much you can do in that situation unless you pull off an insane play. Liquid will take another round. This is where things get, I think, scary for me, too, thinking that if Liquid get these SGs picked up, you already saw what Twist could do with it, defending towards the back of the B site. And get these guns onto these players, and it could just be round after round after round built up for him. I can't wait to have a Liquid timeout, though, eventually, thinking back to New York.
Well, especially the thing is,
Oh,
in these sort of matches, I can't imagine Adren's going to really have too much to say other than just keep doing what you're doing. Because
I thought the thing he was going to have to say is, I'm amazing. Oh, I'm the best.
to be fair, you see that number 1 right next to their name? There's a reason it's there. Here we go. Nothing invested into this round. I like to see a flashbang out from the T side. I wouldn't mind seeing it get popped over the top and middle. As you sort of noted, there's only really been one man defending in that direction. So a pop flash over the top. Maybe give them a small chance to shut down Naf. Although the problem with that is he's not getting aggressive. That nade has just done roughly about 175 damage. It's going to make things very difficult. They do actually overwhelm him in the end, but quick cleanup by the remainder of Liquid will bolster their cash even further, and now we should be getting a buyback onto the board. The problem is they've only lost a few rounds like in a row, so their money's or their loss bonus isn't going to be great. So we're waiting to see if we eventually get an AWP coming out from them. I know that recently OC's been picking it up, but Sonic did seem to enjoy using it while he was playing for Envy. Of course, dropped and then, well, I don't really know the circumstances around it, but it seems like Nifty's actually gone back to warping, which is something I'm quite happy about at least. Nade once again, 2 rounds in a row. Naf trying to pad the utility damage stats a little bit, but again, he goes down and we see ourselves sat into a 3 versus 3. The problem is utility. They have a singular smoke left alongside 1 flashbang. Already a couple of players half HP as well. I think they're going to need to try and isolate one of these players, which the B site is actually where that's possible. Stewie's still looking to get aggressive. OC's just waiting around the corner. That could be the free frag, but he misses the chance. And, well, you can't give Stewie even a moment. That's already going to allow him to pick off 1. The trade is there eventually, but there's still another man ready and waiting. This corner is tough to clear. It's one we see often used by many a player because the box gives you that little bit of extra cover. There's 1 and a second as well for Nitro. It's been a good start to the game from him, and a 7th round now onto the board for Liquid.
Nitro, Twist, I think that was a Liege, all on 10K plus as well. With no utility to use at the end of the round, no way you can smoke off into the site. I'm trying to think what can attack potentially do against Liquid. I feel like most teams have to have that discussion at one point. And we talked about, you know, Twist being alone towards B. Maybe that's your option to go for. We haven't really seen attack be too successful, I want to say, getting towards the A site unless someone has a great individual play like OC getting the triple in one of the rounds they did win. It seems like they will try to head towards B and going to be met with the Molotov and the grenade out of Elige. The utility damage out of Team Liquid has to be something quite ridiculous so far, especially for Naf in middle with the nades and back-to-back rounds. 12 kills for Elige. And I think maybe Attack should take a timeout and talk some things over again. Obviously, with no weapons in this round, they need to make the next one count. And Stewie's, I mean, there's 1 Molotov for JT, so they technically could take him out of his position. No smoke in the hands of Stewie to protect himself. JT's not going to do it. Doesn't clear the position, and Stewie, well, this is what he's going to do if you don't punish him. Gets himself a triple, and it's all left on Sonic.
Not just like, no, this one's mine. I'm taking this one away. No, I kind of get your point. Like, obviously, you want to Molotov out that position, but when you only have 1, I can kind of understand why they wanted to hold on to it. Like, the position that Nitro was in, boosted up on the site, is so much tougher to clear if you don't have the utility. So I imagine the reason they had it was to save it for there. Unfortunately, being so pushed up so late in the round is actually quite surprising to ATK, unfortunately.
And I think attacking the A site with just the Molotov, it's just not, you can't win that situation with so many angles. And Stewie, looking very similar to what we saw out of Swag, out of Swole Patrol, gets himself a double, has a Liege there as well. They have the bomb, and they have full control here, taking, well, that control out of the hands of Attack, not giving the opportunity to set up for a play towards A. I think that's what's going to be so frustrating, well, I mean, there's not many rounds left on the attacking side for them here, is that it has to be so slow for them to actually even get in towards a site because the amount of angles they have to clear, because they have to worry about this random aggression coming out of Liquid. And if Stewie's able to push up like this and not get punished, like, what do you do? How do you stop that? Invest your own utility to blind him and kill him in the beginning, but then you might not have the utility later in the round to take the site or defend the site? It's hard times.
Well, this time, he's not going to be pushing it, but he is going to be smoking it. Deep one thrown in. He's not opting to push through it just yet. Nitro ready and waiting, spots out OC and tags him that a little bit further. Again, the utility doing more damage, and Nitro with that first pick. This two-man defense of the A site has been phenomenal so far from Liquid. Elige is going to be caught, however, but Stewie again. He's able to get two where he shouldn't. In fact, a third as well. And Naf just closes the round. It has been a disgusting streak coming out from Liquid.
Well, he should do the same push. I think we know what's going to happen in this round. The confidence, Tom, out of Liquid is just ridiculous. Like, we didn't even see teams playing this aggressively before in other matches. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different opponent for them.
With it, this is the skill gap. This is the players attempting to try and rise up and have their first chance versus the best North American team, like the best team in this tournament. So, of course, there's going to be a massive disparity in the way that they're being played against. I would say it has a level of disrespect to it. Like, this is getting filthy from Liquid. They are just pushing everywhere. Their nades have been on point every single time. They're listening for rotations. They're winning 2v1 duels almost every single time. And this has been an absolute slaughter, Jason. Another flawless round. A streak coming out from Liquid. And, well...
What did he say?
I think he said something along the lines of, what are you cheering for? Because earlier in the game, there was a cheer when I think it was OC got a triple kill.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, though. It's one of those situations where you get shut down, you get absolutely destroyed, and Liquid are just playing to their level once again. It's nice to see, but of course, if you are an ATK fan, this is pretty damn brutal. We'll see if they can do something in the second half.
I just step up and make it happen, it's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well then you know I got it. Nobody got it like me.
Well, if you blinked, you might have missed it. The first half ending in Team Liquid's favor, 11-4 up against ATK, and I mean, you could just see right there, 2 players on 15 kills for Liquid, showing no signs of struggling, and honestly, just consistently pushing middle on the CT side. I still say those odds could be changed a little bit more. I think it still could be around 22
Our limit is 9. I think on the North American broadcast, the limit is 9. So if we see it go higher than that, then they really don't believe. But we are good. See,
it didn't say Prius on the first half, I swear.
Well, you realize you were talking to him in the green room, right?
See, he agreed. Prius agreed. Whew.
Yeah, but he just shook his head.
Prius is drunk. No. Well, as we're moving in now, Team Liquid on the attack.
I think you're trying to make an enemy of him after the last couple of days, but
I mean, but yeah.
Either way.
That guy out there, oh, why does he hate Prius? Calling him Budget Rush. Oh my god.
Well, you know.
Socially inept people on Reddit.
If the shoe fits. But
They've not even had lunch today. Jeez. Open doors for him.
You know, you're trying to make this okay, but I think you're failing. Nonetheless, we're into our pistol round, Jason. In fact, the minute has gone, and we've been talking about Prius, and although we love him to bits, at least I do, this pistol round is going to be beginning. A good start from Liquid as they now look to move in. They've got a couple of smokes alongside the Molotov, which will be used to try and force these CT players back. OC going to have to fade through the smoke. Doesn't want to fight this all on his own. Or maybe he does, but I think his IGL might not be too happy with that, so the bomb is going to be planted. And now, an after-plant position, but if you look, the CT side have 2 smokes and a flash of their own and a kit. This definitely could get interesting. They have the utility available to them. They're just going to try and work this as a retake. It almost seems like a setup. Unfortunately, they didn't think about Stewie 2K, who's just gone and got a 2K. Leaving it on to the rest of his team just to hold on in this round. Nitro has grabbed another kill. The defusal is coming in. They're actually looking to try and stick it, but, well, I think the man who was defusing actually gave up on it. And, oh, no. What is going on? He's let go of the bomb again. I don't even think he has enough time now. What has happened? I'm so confused. So he started defusing the bomb, let go, started defusing the bomb again, let go, knifed Naf, ran away and lost the round. That is an interesting strategy. Liquid won the round though.
Yep. Strategy. Wasn't the word I was going to use, but...
Hey, this is the guy who does a fist bump high five, so, you know, what can we really expect? No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Can we actually get Dust to break down the fist bump high five?
I would enjoy that.
I mean, he wanted to break down the banana eating for Marky.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Girls. No. 12-4 for Team Liquid. Like I said, they took the round. They probably shouldn't have, to be honest. They're going to be pushing directly in towards a 3-man stack. I think Flashbang ready in the hands of JT to throw in for the push, and you can see it come in. You can see the drop out of Modem, who does get one. OC as well gets another, so Elige says, hey, I've had enough. I'm going to get myself a triple. And JT will come around the corner and get the kill. But the problem is he only has a Galil, not the most ideal weapon. He doesn't have armor either, so he's just going to be sprayed down by Naf, and it leaves it all on to Sonic. It is doable 1v2, but they're going the other way with the bomb, so...
Yeah, not anymore. Like it might have been if they'd pushed in and somehow he'd managed to ping off a couple of headshots, but unfortunately they've gone in the other direction. He is going to be able to retrieve the Galil. I think there is actually a kit down on one of his dead teammates as well that was dropped by Modem, so there's a possibility, but he's not actually going to retrieve it, and that's going to buy so much extra time for the T's at least. Needs to try and clear them out in sub 30 seconds if he's going to have a chance within this round. Does have a Molotov. Is this worth trying to go for? I suppose they're so far down at this point, but the second he drops, it's going to give all the information away. In fact, Twister's got it a little bit early. He spots him out, the peek from Naf. And it's going to be a 13th round onto the board. At least some decent damage done by ATK and what was just an eco round. So all in all, it's not too bad. If that round was in isolation. Instead, because they're 13-4 down, it's kind of meaningless. Like, those are the ones that... I get it. Like, of course, as said, as an individual round, it's not too bad. But ultimately, it may have little to no effect. Of course, if they can win this one, the damage that they've done could actually make a bit of a difference, because then they have a chance of breaking the economy. OC, well, it goes for the aggressive peek with the AWP. We see a lot of teams do this, actually. I think the difference between Liquid and some of the other teams that we've spotted on this map so far in the Pro League is they like to send their AWP there on their own. Whereas Liquid have been sending multiple players just to take complete control of the ramp away. Sure, Stewie was definitely the most aggressive, but he was pushing all the way down, whereas the AWP just holding the angle, it gives someone a chance like Nitro, who has been lights out so far, to just hit that instant one tap. And even if he gets one with the AWP, fading away there is actually quite difficult.
Well, I know Sponge actually did a breakdown in the Astralis Aristocracy match. The way Astralis like to hold that ramp on the CT side, involving, I think it was Dupree setting up people with flashbangs to get through. First 2 kills going the way of ATK here on the push into the A side out of Team Liquid. Not looking too bad, to be honest, but I still don't want to count Liquid out just because, well, it's Team Liquid. No utility left for the side of ATK to defend. Now Nitro's going to throw out the smoke, and they have the bomb on ramp. They still have Naf watching for a potential flank. ATK have to hope to get a big kill here on the entry. They have to hope they can at least drop one player on the T side, and Nitro's already able to get the first. Gonna go for the plant in the meantime. Modem, though, could come up. Floppy's actually gonna take down the planter, and now he tries to go over the top, but straight into twist his bullets. Now it's gonna be Sonic alone.
This is the initial spray. That was a chance, at least, to turn it into that 1 versus 1, but I do start to question if the pressure's starting to get to some of these players a little bit, being so far down. Of course, we've spoken about ATK having very little when it comes to experience. Of course, we saw Bravado actually try and fight versus the Miners. Like we were actually there for that.
Yeah, we were.
I think that was kind of, it almost seemed like the end of that team because they didn't manage to make it through. And yeah, it definitely seemed like they didn't play to their level either. Like from what I've seen from them previously, I thought they were actually going to be a team to really fight in the Miners in January, and they just didn't. They've never made it even close. So
that was an awkward time for them too, because of the crowdfunding, trying to pay their way through, maintaining a house in the US. Trying to do, I guess, basically the MIBR route before they were known as MIBR. I kind of wish they did stay together, though. It would have been nice to have like a really solid South African team start to rise up in the ranks and really put their region on the map. But at least they still have some players around, and as we move into round 19, Liquid are just so slow in taking the site, but so damn good at it. Elige hits the first shot on the opening duel. Modem gets spammed down. I believe that was out of Nitro through the wall. What do you do to that?
What do you do to any of this? It's just instant kills every time. Oh, no. I think the only positive I can find in this situation is at least Dust 2 is a pretty good map for ATK. Like that's it, because they have been absolutely dumpstered in this game. Like, you have to remember, this was 4-4, right? Or even 4-3 in their favor.
Yeah, they won the pistol round on the T side, too.
Well, they won it, then they lost the 4 spy. So.
I wanted to give them a positive.
No, but no, that's what I'm saying, though. They then won a couple of rounds back. It's just, since then, they've been absolutely dumpstered by Liquid. Like, it happens to the, well, I'd say best of us. I would never play against Team Liquid because I'm not good enough, and because this would happen, but worse.
That'd be a great show match.
No, I don't think it would. I think it'd be over in about 15 minutes.
But what if, okay, so what if we had a show match of Talent versus Team Liquid? Team Liquid have to play on inversed settings. So down is up and up is down.
No, they'd still, if they can play with no monitor on, then maybe I have a chance.
Eh. I don't know. I don't know how good you are, Tom, but I don't know if I can handle that. Now into potentially the final round, 15-4, and already some kills coming through for Team Liquid. Nitro's being tagged up, but they still have 4 players left alive. Even with Nitro on 12 HP, I would never count him out of a fight. The monitor's off, and they had to play with a controller.
And Blame F is trying to put them off. And someone from E United has farted.
They still don't know who that was, by the way. I did ask.
I bet it was mine. Well, at least in this round, Floppy has started. Finally show up, but it's a little bit too late. Can they at least steal a round away, make it to 5? He lines them up. There we go. A 4K coming out from the youngster. At least we see some glimmer of hope for him. That was actually him more than doubling his kills in one round. He really had a very rough start. So that's what I'd like to see actually in this situation. Like, all jokes aside, all the sort of silly topics we've been talking about since things have been going very badly wrong. If they can get a few rounds towards the end of this match that at least gives some of the individuals confidence. I don't think as a team they're going to be able to outmaneuver Liquid, especially with the way they've been playing. But if like maybe 1 or 2 players can go, okay, well I got a triple kill here, I did this and this, at least maybe they can gain some confidence for the next map. And hey, this round, it's at least started fairly well. They've got a couple of opening picks. Legion's still looking to try and turn this back, and he will succeed. In fact, he may be looking to do this all by himself. 3 kills returned onto ATK. He single-handedly just dominated the ramp. Twist is still waiting, and the rotation is being pulled in Alicia's direction, which leaves the B site open for business. Maybe if they can kill off Alicia, they have a chance. If they can kill him and then go back for the retake, who knows? The problem is they have completely been soiled by this fake, and why wouldn't they? 3 of their teammates just died to 1 man. That 1 man is, well, top 5 player in the world at the moment, so it's understandable. But how much further can he go? He's already going to make it to 4 and leaves just Floppy remaining. He did manage a quad kill in the last round, although that's all we've really seen from him. And asking for a triple in this scenario is just too much. 16-5, a strong start to this tournament, and a good comeback at least for Team Liquid, as in coming back to playing Counter-Strike again, not as in they were down. But yeah.